Welcome back, guys. So, so far we have seen pretty much related to the basics of the protractor with TypeScript. We have seen almost how we can handle different browser elements or the Angular elements and the locator specific, how we can identify by using the protractor locators. And then we have seen a framework structure, how we can maintain the page objects, and then how we can execute the specs with respect to the protractor. Now we will move towards few of the advanced topics, so like which is basically we will now handle few of the common methods, or we will customize the element actions, okay, so that what will happen, we will avoid these kind of browser dot sleeps. So if you would have already taken my code from the GitHub and practiced this one or executed this script, and you would have experimented by removing this browser dot sleep, then you might have got few of the issues that it might not be clicking few of the options after you navigate to a screen, because we are not waiting that much of time to perform a certain action. Okay, so which is not a good practice, because browser dot sleep is a hard wait, and we should avoid that. Okay, so I will let you know, guys, few of the what you call tricks, so that we can handle these things very in a efficient manner. Okay, so for that, what I will do, let's go to this particular so it's a plain click method, right? So what we are doing, we are simply identifying that element, and then we are clicking on that. So this is a click action, right? The same thing we have send keys or get text or whatever it is. Okay, so now the problem with this is that we are not waiting for sufficient amount of time when we navigate from one screen to another screen and perform this action. So one quick workaround I can say is that before performing this click, what I can do, I can just go and wait for certain amount of time, okay, till that button is found. Then I will go and do a click. Now this is because only one click event, so I can say that wait for that element, because we have ec dot wait for element is there, right? Protractor expected conditions, and I can wait it. But the thing is that if you go back to the few of the options, like if you see here, we have like multiple elements here. Then at each and every action, I need to do kind of wait for that element. So it is not a good practice, right? Because at each and every action, you need to wait and then perform that, and it will increase your lines of execution, lines of code, and also it is not a readability, right? And it is redundancy also. So we need to avoid those things. So for that, what we will do, we'll create common utility methods, which will help us to what do you call, directly call those methods, which will do the waiting operation, which will wait for that what do you call, element, and then perform that action. Okay, so that's what we are going to see today. Okay, so before moving to that, what I will do, I'll do one thing, I'll create a new branch, and I will give a sync underscore element actions. Okay, so here what we will do, we'll create one custom method, right? So for that, what I will do, so today we are going to change entirely the structure of these things. Okay, so just keep an eye on this. So what I will do, let's start with a basic one. So this is what actually the basic one, just simple click operation. What I will do, we have this utility package, right? Kind of the folder. What I will do, I'll create a new file, and I will give that page el.ts. Okay, so this is the page, this is the TypeScript file where I will keep all my user actions or the element actions. Okay, so for that, what I will do, I will create I will say export, okay, class, and then page element, and inside this I will write the click method. For that, what I will do, by el, so this is one of the by locator. Okay, and I'm saying any. For now, let's keep as it is. And then what I will do, I'll create one element, and this should be element finder. Okay, So element finder. Okay, so this is nothing but the locator or the element, web element, which I'm going to locate actually. So here, as you can see, it's throwing one error that it don't have any initializer. So I don't want to give any initializer. So for TypeScript, what I can do, I can give a exclamatory mark. So this exclamatory mark will remove that initialization warning for us. Okay, and here what I will do, I'll create a constructor. So in Java or in C sharp, if you would have worked on that, so normally constructor is the same as the class name, right? But here in TypeScript, it is the constructor itself. Constructor is a keyword and the method name itself. So here what I will do, I'll accept a bylocator. So what I will do, I'll do like this, and I will say any, and then here I will write the logic. Now what I will do, as simple as that, this dot by locator. So whatever I will accept as a parameter, I will assign to the variable, to this class variable. That's what I'm doing, simple. Now here what I will do, so I'll create one EC variable, and this one I'll call the protractor dot expected conditions. So here let me do one thing, I'll keep the protractor dot expected conditions. Okay, expected conditions. Okay, I'll show you what is the usage of this. Now simple thing, what I will do, I'll create a click method. Okay, so basically I'm making a click method, and inside this what I will do, as I was telling, first we need to wait for that element and then perform that particular action. So I'll keep it inside a try block. Okay, this should be single s. Okay. Okay, so hold on to that. What I will do, before moving into the click method, what I will do, first I will create a wait for element first. Okay, because that is the operation I need to do before every action, right? So let me create a method. So this should be wait for element, and here I'm not accepting any parameter. I will let you know what is that. So await, and then browser dot wait, oops, browser dot wait, and inside this method I will write this dot that ec which I created, right? Ec dot presence of element. So here you can see presence of element, right? So first one, so presence of, and then the element locator, right? Element of that bylocator. What is that? This dot bylocator, which I, in the constructor I accepted that, right? And then I'll give some time. Let's say I will wait for 30 millisecond or 30 seconds. Okay, if it didn't found, then I will say that element did not found. Okay, that's it, did not found. Okay, fine. And for element, what I will do, I'll say here element. Okay, so now the error is gone. So here any kind of what do you call user action I will do, I will wait for that element. That's what I've written. And here for the, why the error is showing, because I have to do this one. That's it, I will write that logic later. Now here what I will do, I'll create another method, and that should be get element. Okay, so get element, and inside this what I will do, I will write, now what this get element will return, this will return an element that is nothing but the element finder. Okay, so here what I will write, promise, because I am using async await, so I will mention like this. Okay, and here I will write the, okay, because it is not returning, so let me return that. So here what I will do, await, I will call this wait for element. Okay, now you might be asking me one question, that why is it this wait for element, to whom it will wait? I will show, I will tell you once I will done everything, I will explain this one. Okay, so here, okay, so now the thing is that my logic is that at every click what I will do, so this is a constructor, right? So what I will do, I will pass from the page object this bylocator to this one. Now once I will pass it, this variable will be assigned with that value, because I'm doing this by el equal to by election, by element, right? So that's why what I will do, so wherever I'm doing this one, so this dot bylocator means the bylocator which I sent from the page object. Okay, now here what I'm doing, get element means I am getting that element. Now from getting element means what, by locator I'm sending, right? Now I have to locate this one, means element of that one I need to do. So what I will do here, simple thing. So here this dot el equal to, now here I will say element of this dot by locator, that by locator which I sent from there. Now here what I will do, simple thing, I will this dot by locator. Okay, so now what I can do, this get element I can use in the click method. Okay, now so let's go to the click method, and here what I will do, I'll call this one, because this is async I should use await and this dot get element. Okay, get element is a method, and then here what I will do, dot click, simple dot click. Now here as you can see the click is a method, right? And now here what I will do, I can write whatever log I need. So I can just write log.debug, and here I can say that clicked on this bilocator, this dot bilocator. That's it. Okay. Now here, oh, because this is log, so let me just copy paste. Where is I think here. Okay. So for quicker way, let me copy paste this one. Okay, and now if there is the try block is failing, then in the catch block I can just do one thing, I can just print the that exception whatever it will throw, and then here what I will say, throw new ex. Okay, okay, error for that exception whatever I'm getting I can throw it. Okay, so simple thing. So this is a simple click method. Now here what I'm doing, just writing this much of code, what I can do, wherever click method is there I can directly call this one. Now here what I can do, instead of the element itself directly, what I will do, I'll take the same variable only here, and equal to, I'll call that page element, and because I need to pass this, I need to pass this particular element by locator as a constructor, right? See here you can see. So here what I will do, I'll just copy this one. That's it. Okay. Now here what I will do instead, now here await, so await, now the same thing it will stay. But now, so before when I was calling await bank manager login dot click, this click was the protractor's default click method. But now as you can see, this is my page element dot click, you can see that hover. Okay, now if I right click and go to definition, you can see this is user defined. Now what it will do, so let me go through again. So here instead of element of this bilocator, what you will do, you will call that variable or that bilocator equal to new page element, because every time we have to create an object so that we can pass that bilocator as a parameter to the constructor. Okay, and here you can just call as usual only. Now what will happen, now the logic is this dot element dot click, this will go to this page elements click, it will click on this. Now how it will click, first thing is that it will call the constructor at the beginning where I was saying new page element, so it will come to here, that bilocator, and this bilocator now will assign to this class variable. Now once it is happened, I'm calling now get element, right? Now let's go to the get element. What this get element will do, this will wait for that element. Now for which element, this particular element. Once it will wait for that element, then what I'm doing, I'm locating that element and then returning that one which is coming here, and then performing the action. Okay, so the thing is that here at once what it is doing, it is first waiting for that element, and it is performing that, and it is even throwing that exception, any customized exception whatever you can give. So that is what the beauty of this customization. Okay, so with one line of code, I mean this is actually abstracted, right? Means this stays outside your logic actually. And here like if you see, you just need to do one change, new page element, inside that you will pass that by locator, and here as usual click only this dot bank manager login dot click. Before you used to do element dot click, now you will do new page element dot click. That is the only difference, and rest thing will remain as it is. Now let's do one thing slowly. Let's change one by one, and at the end we will try to execute this code. Okay, so what I will do quickly, I will change all these elements to new page element. Okay, I will remove this element and I will do everything. So let's quickly do that. Okay, so I've changed everywhere, but you can see few of the errors it is showing. Now the reason is that we have only implemented the click method only. If you see inside this page element, okay, but we did not implement all the user elements. So one is the send case. Now let's do one thing, because we have this one, right? This click. We understood how the click is working. So quickly what I will do, I'll create this send case. So keep the same name is the protractor method, and here instead of click what I will do, I'll say send keys, and for this I need to use some text, right? So the I need to accept is some text. Now here what I will do, that text I will put it. That's it. Now here what I will do, instead of entered, and anything, any customization I can do, entered text all. Okay, something I'm doing. Now you can see the errors are gone here, because as I told, only I need to change the new page element only instead of element, but this send keys will remain as it is only. There is no change I'm doing. Okay, so here also I'm getting few changes, I mean few errors. Let's see one by one. So this is now the thing is that I will, so this is bit peculiar, right? Because this is not an element actually, we are basically selecting an element. So this customers and the process is a drop down actually. Let me show you in the application. So as you can see, if I go to here and I will click on this, so these are the drop downs. These are not the straightforward click or send keys like this. So this we need to handle differently. So for this what I will do, again I will go back to this page element. I'll write one more method actually. So basically I will write async select an option text. Okay, or else I can say select by option text drop down actually. Now drop downs like, so I will write only one line of code which will help us, so that we need not to loop it actually. I mean even we can loop it also, but let's first see this easy way of writing this one. Okay, okay, so let's first start with the try block, and here I will write await this dot, because get element, right? First I need to first get that element, then what I will do dot, and here what I'm doing, so first thing is that if I go here this customer, now what I will do here, now for the easy access what I will do, I'll, okay, first let me comment this one because I don't need this one. What I will do is sync, and I will write select a customer. Okay, here. Now here what I will do, I'll send some text actually. Now this text will be the option actually. This text will be the option, like anything from here, any display value you need to send it. Okay. Now so let's go here. Now here I will send this text as a string, and here get element dot. Now what I need to do, see this is a what you call drop down only. Customer is a drop down. Under this, now if I go and let me just show you the inspect this one. So if you see here, so under this select, so under this select I have options. So these are the tag names, right? So what I will do here, dot element, okay, and then what I will do, by dot xpath. So I will use xpath here for easier way. Now here what I will do, inside this option, right, I need to match with an option and then click it. So that's why what I will do, option equal to, now here I will have to put a variable, actually exact match, right? So here what I will do, this should be, option is a tag name, right? So under this I will put dot equal to, so this is a syntax actually. Now here the exact text, this text, so text. Now here I can't put it because this is a variable, right? And inside it's a single quote, I can't put it. So for this what I will do, I'll put it in double quote, single quote, and then single quote, double quote. Okay, like this I will do that. Sure, one plus I need to add actually. Okay, now you can see, so this is the way. Okay, I have, for easy understanding, what I will do, like this I will do. Okay, so here what I'm doing, so this is my exact customer element, that drop down, that select drop down. After this I'm selecting element of by dot xpath. So here, because by is not yet imported, so I'm importing the by. Okay, so by dot xpath option, because see most of the websites, whatever you see, the drop down should be an option only. So in that option, then dot is nothing but the exact match of this text, and then dot click. Okay, so that's how you will do. Now here, once it is done, as usual, you can print a log, that is optional, but you can do that. So what you can do, selected, that option, right? Selected from that by locator, this dot by locator. Fine. And then if it is failing, as usual, simple thing, what I can do, I'll just write this catch block. Okay, sorry. Okay, so that's how you will do. I'm just rearranging. Fine, so select by option. Now here what I will do, so here await, and here I will say, oh, now what I need to do, this dot customers, right? Customers dot select, how I'm doing click send keys, right? The same thing, and here I will send that particular name. Now here the thing is that I should be using this one, that name, and here I will say name. Fine, that's it. Now here the same thing, I'll just close this one and I will say await this dot currency. Currency is not yet done. Oops, sorry, currency I need to add it. So currency, instead of element I will say new page element. Now here this dot currency dot select by option text. Now as I told, I need to send exact text, right? So dollar. Fine, see, that's how I will do that. So now as you can see, there are no errors, so you can just so now let's do one thing. If everything goes fine, we can execute this test. So node modules dot ben webdriver start. Okay, webdriver is running. Now let's run this test. Okay, so some error is showing. Let's see what is that. Text of string. Okay, so I will do one thing, because I should not have sent here actually. This should be from here, it should come. Okay, so that's why it was throwing error. Okay, so as you can see, simply it executed as usual only. There is only, the thing is that only this much change, but it is and one more thing also, I can even Now these things I don't need actually. I should have executed by removing this one. Definitely I will execute this one, but let me cover few more stuff actually. Okay, now I have removed all the hard weights. Now here, as you can see, all these things. Now here, click send keys. All these things we did. There is one more element action also, that is get text, because few of the our spec, if you see here, we are using get text also. So at this moment we didn't handle this get text, right? So what I will do, it is again same thing, there is nothing much change. You just need to copy this action, and then you copy it, and instead of this you just say get text. And here what I will do, and I will say get text, and this should be, now here what I will do, I will return this one. Okay, return. Okay, let's do one thing, text equal to text, and here get text should not be having any parameter. Okay, okay, here we'll say promise of string. Okay, and here you can just say that fetched value edge text from this dot by locator. Fine. Okay, this should be down, control X. Fine, and here like as usual only. Fine, so like this get text also. Now here what I can do, instead, now if you see this one, this is actually element, but what I can do, I can just change this one to new page element. Fine, now see, I'm not getting any error because it is as usual only whatever I was doing. Okay, so that's how you can do. Now, so far we have seen a single element actions like get text, send keys, click, but there are situations where you need to handle like multiple options, like let's say checkboxes. Now in this application under test, I don't have much radio buttons or like the checkboxes, like multiple selections I don't have, where you need to, like once you will say, or else tabular formats, like let's say that by tag name input, then you might be getting three or four items, and you want to index wise, you want to perform certain action, like you want to click on the second index, or you want to send some text into the third index. Now how do you do that? Because we don't have any such, we didn't write any such methods here, right? Because these are single element sections only, but still we can do, because one benefit of this, we are sending the by locator actually to this page element, we are not sending that element itself. That is why we have option, or we have that ability to customize that by locator as per element or elements. So what I will do, a small change actually in that. So the thing is that I will create one get elements method. Okay, so let's do one thing, I'll copy this one. Now here what I will do, I'll say get elements and element finder array. Now here what I will do, again the same thing, I will definitely wait for that element, and instead of this I will say the element dot all actually here. Now here what I will do, I will not return, so here I will return this particular element itself. So here I should not return this one, I will say return element dot all dot, I will say edge element finders method actually this is, and this return el you can remove actually. Okay, so now this get elements, whenever you need anything, what you can do, you can just say this dot ages dot get elements, means it will give all the elements from there. Okay, now these elements, now element have send keys, then you have click, and you have get text. Now get elements can have what kind of methods? One is I want the length of that, or the size of that. So what I can do quickly, I can write a sync size And then here what I will do, I will return size normally returns a number, right? So size normally returns a number. Return this dot get elements get elements dot length. Okay, so as you can see, length is a property, it's not a method actually. And here as usual it should be promise. Okay, so one option, so whenever you want, let's say that you want to see how many radio buttons are there, so you can say this dot radio buttons dot size, so you need not to deal with any kind of other stuff actually. Okay, except that what else we have, one is getify, right? Like I can say that this dot radio buttons dot getify. Okay, means I want index wise also. So what I will do, getf, so index is a number, right? So I will say number. Okay, and here what I will do, I'll create one index variable here as well. Okay, I will let you know what is that I am doing here. And here I can initialize, let's say 0 at the beginning, because normally single element means the index is 0, right? So here what I will do, so whenever I'm saying these dot radio buttons dot get of 5, let's say, so what I will do, I will change, I will assign this dot index equal to that index whichever I'm sending from here from the page object. Okay, and now here what I will do, the return this. Now here simply I am doing one thing, I am sending the index number which I need, so that index number I am sending to here, to this global class variable, like I was doing the by locator, right? So now if you see here why I'm doing now this, so normally if you would have seen the object oriented programming or anywhere, this is kind of called as a chaining up methods. It means you would have seen like system dot out dot println, you would have seen in different ways, like where one method will be there and then you can call another method, like simple thing element dot get up 0. So like if I show you this one element, so whatever element dot get of I, get of 9 dot get text, let's say. So you are, we are calling like this, right? Now this is element is a variable, get is a method, and then get text is again another method. So that is what I am doing here. So this get, what it is doing, it is returning this particular class actually page element. Means what happens when I say dot, so get of 9, basically what it does, it assigns that this dot index and then returning this page element. When I put dot, I will get all the methods of this class. So that is what it will helpful. That's why I'm saying this dot return this. This is what I'm replicating the protractor methods. Now here what I will do, so say as I was telling, somebody might do this dot radio buttons dot get of 6 dot click, let's say that they will do. Now how do I handle, I simply returned this, I mean I simply assigned this index to this index, but where I'm utilizing that index. So for that what I will do, I will go back to this get element method. Here I will change few things for the multi element handling. What I will do here, I'll put one if condition. Now here I will check it if this dot index equal to 0. Now here what I will do, I will assign this one. So whenever the index is 0, then only you return the element of, because see, whenever I'm saying there is no index, it means that it is a single element only. But when I'm saying this dot radio buttons dot get of 9, it means that the index is changing. So that time what I will do, else I will say that this dot element, see, even get of 9 is also a single element, but I need to send that ninth element actually, not that entire list. So what I will do, element dot all. Okay, all is also a method. Inside this I will say this dot element. Okay, this dot element is that whole element actually, that elements dot get method of, here I will send this dot index which I am sending there. Simple. Okay, and here, and return this dot element as usual only. Fine. So this is how you will do. So again I'm repeating if you're not understanding. So whenever the index is 0, like whenever I'm saying this dot submit dot click, it means that the index is 0 because I'm not calling this get method. It means that the initial value only 0 only. Okay, so where is the get element? Okay, so if there is single element, if you're calling, the index will be always 0. When you say that this dot radio buttons dot get of 9, means that index will be becoming 9, and this if condition will fail. And here what I'm doing, element dot all this dot element dot get of this dot index, means whatever that ninth index you need, that it will return. Okay, so basically what I'm doing, I'm not handling that multiple elements. I'm here replicating whatever operations I can do with the get element. So one is get. Now here what I can do, this get element, so whenever I can even handle element dot get of 9 dot get text dot click dot send keys, whatever I can do, because my get of 9 and the element, because see at each and every operation I am calling that element, right? Here you can see, where is that, sorry, here, this dot get element, right? So this element is basically handling either 0 or multiple elements also, so like that. Okay, now one more thing, so as you can see I have used getafy and then size also. I don't think anything such we use that for different other operations. There are situations where like I have observed that we normally use the looping also. So that is where actually it is becoming bit trickier. Like let's say that you want to loop across a radio buttons, that time what you can do, you can write some common methods here, or else if you're not understanding these things much, what you can do, you can directly call this get elements method. Where is that elements? Yeah, you can call this get elements. Like let's say that you want to get the radio buttons, so instead of element dot all of that radio button as usual regular way, what you can do, element dot get elements you can do. So you can just write this, so I'll give you one quick example here. So if you go to this one, okay, if you go to here, let's say, so 1 2 3, you have three inputs, right? So these are, if I inspect this one, as you can see, so these are inputs. It means that for this add customer page I have three inputs. So let's say that now add customer page, what I will do, I'll create this. So in this one I will say inputs. Okay, and here by tag name, and I will say input. Okay, now here what happens, I want to print, so I want to print on the second index, let's say that. Okay, so now here what I will do, I'll go here and I will say, let's say I will create one method here, async enter second input. This is just an experiment I am doing. Okay, and here what I will do, this dot inputs, right? Inputs dot get of for the second one, right? So get of index 1 dot send keys, and I'm saying example something I'm entering there. Now here you can see this dot inputs, this is not an element, this is a new page element. Okay, and get a file, so if I mouse over, you can see this is page elements get, not the protractor's default get method. And send keys is again the page elements send keys here. Okay, okay, so here because it is async, so let me add this await, and here because this is get one, so I'll put another await. So because get one is also async, so I'm putting an await here. Okay, now let's do one thing. I'll do one thing here. I'll put x, means it won't execute this it block, and I will create another it block. Oops, sorry. So here I'll execute only that particular stuff only. Now here what I will do, let it be everything, and here I'll remove. So navigate to this one, navigate to the add customer, let me delete everything, and here I will call that particular add customer page dot enter second input. Okay, I'm just, this is an example I'm showing how you can handle for a multiple element scenario. Okay, so all set. Now let's run the test. npm run test. Some error we are getting. Okay, so it says type error, invalid selector. Let's go to the get index. This basically send keys does first get and then it goes to the send keys. So now let's go to the send keys. Okay, the problem is that this should be the buy locator. So I'm just taking this element here. Probably this is the error. Let's rerun again. Okay, so as you can see, last name it printed example and then closed. And here you can see entered example on by CSS selector input. Okay, so we can do one more customization to this. So for an example, let's say, let me go to the getText. Where is the, okay, so here as you can see what it says, so it says fetched value as text from this locator, right? So it means that this dot by el normally prints by this, I mean whatever the by locator we are using. So we can do one customization to this. So for an example, let's say fetched value xyz from this by locator. So instead of this we can have our own customization. So for an instance, let's do one thing. So here I will say text and then I will put it as a string. Okay, now here what I can do instead of this one, let me first copy paste this one, and instead of this I will say that text. Okay, or else here I can tell element text. Okay, now let's make it capital. Okay, now definitely I'll get some error here because it I have added another parameter to this one, right? So what I can do here, so here what I will do now, whatever this main heading is there, right, I have to print it here. So what I will do here, I will say that site main header. Okay, now this is kind of a static text actually here. Now what this will help me, this will help me to for the logging actually. So this is again an optional, either you can do it or not. So let me do one thing for the time being. Let me, okay, so this it block is not printing, that's why I commented. So this will be printing. Now you can observe here. So fetch value as XYZ bank from this by selector. So this is a hard coded one, right? The by locator which we are using to identify that element. So it was printing before, but now what it will do, it will print this one actually. So let me rerun this code again. Okay, so as you can see here, it says fetch value XYZ bank from site main header. So this is kind of your own customization. So like instead of this buy button text, this doesn't look good, right? While you are printing your logs. So this will be one of the better option. But the thing is that you have to create one more parameter into the actions. So this is get text because this is kind of I used only one instance, so it is easy for me to editing, so I've done this one. But what you can do, you can add this particular element text in send keys as well. So text is what value you are printing, I mean what value you are entering, that string, and then comma you can enter that text, this element text, and instead of this dot by locator you can add that one. So now what the send keys will do, this will say that entered example on that whatever you are giving, text box or something. So like this you can even do for click event. So here you can say clicked on this particular element, so you can have your own customized string instead of the by locator. So you can even do that, but that is again the personal choice whether you want to increase one parameter just for the easy logging. Okay, so I think almost all the element actions that I can think of, I put it here. Even you can take few more, what do you call, few more, you can write on your own. So take this as an assignment, like you can fetch all the options. So like you can create one, like for example, async get options. Get options is for to get all the elements from a drop down. So you can just write your own logic, and whenever you need, like you can call this dot customers dot get options, you will get all the get elements. So this will definitely, this might return the promise of element finder array. Okay, so you can just do something, and then here you can return something, blah blah blah, you can do that. Okay, so this is the way you can write your own logic. So do let me know while you're practicing if you're getting any issues, or else comment me, so that in our next upcoming videos I can give that stuff if you're not getting how to do that. Okay, so stay tuned for more updates. We still have few more things to learn in the protractor test framework, how we can build it. Okay, so thanks for watching.